Hey, what's going on, coaches? Coach Matthews, kmatthewsfootball.com. Today we're going to take a look at our goal line defense package. It's very effective when you're in a goal line situation, trying to prevent the offense from getting in and scoring a touchdown, and also in short yardage, middle of the field situations where you have a heavy tendency to expect that they're going to run, and you're going to sell out to stop the run and play cover zero, man-to-man pass defense on the back end. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and start drawing up the defensive alignment. I've got it up against a simple I-back pro formation right now. After we look at the base alignment, we talk about that, we'll go ahead and draw it up against several other different formations that you could see in the goal line situations. And really in modern football, you could see anything in the goal line. They could have 4 wide receivers, so we'll go ahead and draw it up against that too and just see how all the rules play out and how we match up to any formation we're going to get. We'll finish things up by looking at a simple stunt package you can employ if you have tendencies that you've scouted from the offense and you know where they're going to attack, how you can get some movement to attack where they're coming. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, we got our tackles. Our tackles are going to align in 2-eye techniques, which for me a 2-eye technique is the inside shoulder of the guard. And these guys are exploding through low, not crawling, but exploding low and trying to basically occupy these 3 blockers. I need the guard, the center, and the guard to have to worry about these guys. And those 3 men have to block these 2 guys, otherwise these guys better be in the backfield making tackles. Our defensive ends line up in heavy 5 techniques, almost head up on the offensive tackle. Not quite, but almost head up. And their job is, if they're really good, to 2-gap that and play both sides of those gaps, the B and the C gap to their side. But worst case scenario, I just need them to own the offensive lineman. They've got to explode into that man, drive him back into the backfield, and if they're able to 2-gap, I need them to do that as well. Now, I'm going to diagram this from our 4-2-5 personnel package. I think, there's benefits to having a goal line personnel group that you put in, but at the same time, I think it's also important to be able to get into goal line whenever you want. If you're in short yardage, middle of the field situations, you don't necessarily want the offense to know that you're subbing in your goal line package. So I'm going to diagram it with those personnel, but just remember, you can name these guys and come up with whatever letters you want and put whoever you want in there if you're substituting for a goal line package. For us, in our 4-2-5, we're going to take what are normally our inside linebackers and walk them down into 9 techniques. So he's lining up outside shoulder of the tight end. If there's no tight end to his side, he's just lining up in a ghost 9 technique, right where he would line up if there were a tight end. Their job is to play through the tight end into the backfield, and they are the ultimate force player. So trying to take everything out with their inside arm, keep their outside arm free, either force the ball to bounce wildly this way or cut back. And then for the 5 defenders we have on the back end, for us it's 2 corners, a strong safety, a weak safety, and a free safety. And so they're basically going to play like linebackers in this defense. But what's great is you can see if I've got these 3 guys occupied by these 2 guys, our tackles are being owned by our defensive ends, and the Sam and the Will are playing through the tight end. It's going to be very difficult for any of these offensive linemen to get onto our safeties that are playing like linebackers. And so they're going to be able to run and scrape, and basically their job is simple. They're going to align the way that they need to, and they're going to tackle their man in the backfield. They're going to find their man, follow their man, meet him in the backfield, and tackle him. So the rules are pretty simple. For the corners, they're going to align and take number 1 to their side. What we like to do is, if the receiver's on the line of scrimmage, like this guy over here, move him out a little bit to make it a little more clear, we're going to press him. Because if he's on the line of scrimmage, he's not running in motion, so we're going to press him from an inside alignment. If they're off the line of scrimmage, we like to get a little bit of depth, about the same depth that they have from the line of scrimmage, playing with inside shade. But this makes sure that if they go in motion, we have a clear path to run through. We don't have to worry about tripping on anybody's feet. The last thing you want is someone going in motion, your cornerback's running across and he trips and falls, and you got a wide open receiver. Because this is cover zero defense. There is nobody to help out if that man falls. The strong safety and the weak safety are taking number 2 to their side. In this case, number 2 to this side is the tight end. Now the Sam's playing through him, it's going to slow him down, it's going to help him get a good read for if it's pass, but he's going to be playing him man-to-man if it's a pass. The weak safety's got number 2 to his side. We've got stacked backs, we don't know which one of these guys is going to release that direction, but he's going to align outside shade, or outside leverage on those guys, ready to take whoever he has to that comes out that direction. And then our free safety is on number 3. Now maybe it'd be a little simpler if I draw this, make it more clear. We'll draw it from, instead of an I formation, we'll split back. So we see the weak safety's on 2, free safety's on 3, strong safety's on 2, and the corners have number 1 to their side, man-to-man. So that's it. That's the simple rules for what they're going to do. Like I said, the back 5 is going to scrape, and they're going to go find and tackle their man in the backfield. Shoot whatever open window they have to, make sure that they can stay with their guy and tackle him in the backfield. Now, let's look at some different formations that the offense may come out in a goal line situation. You know, back in the day, they probably would bring this guy in, and we could put our corner over here, and they'd go double tights, single flanker out to the defense's left, and they'd try to run the ball or maybe get an isolation on that guy over there. But you know, it's 2018, and teams coming out for goal line, they're in their 4 wide package as well. But they're doing it to try to run the ball, and so we're going to get into our goal line package to stop it. So let's real quick draw that up, and we'll see how we are going to align to and defend that. It's pretty simple. Nothing changes for our rules, but we'll go ahead and draw it up. We'll put them in the gun. Doubles formation. So what do we know about our rules? Tackles, 2-eye techniques, nothing changes. Ends, heavy 5 techniques. 2 gapping if they're good enough to do it. If not, just owning that man and driving him into the backfield. Sam and our will. Ghost 9 techniques if there's no tight end there. Ultimate force players. We've got our corners, taking number 1, their side, man-to-man. He's on the line, so we're on the line. Inside leverage, pressed up against him. Strong safety and weak safety have number 2 to their side. He's off the line, so we're off the line. Inside leverage, taking away the inside throws. Who's left? Free safety. He lines on number 3. He's got his guy man-to-man. If we get some kind of action like this, he's running across, let's say they're running some kind of zone scheme. There's clearly not enough people to block what we have going on up here, and he's going to run through and find a hole to run through and tackle his man. All right, let's go ahead and draw it up against full house backfield, and then from there, we'll go ahead and look at our alignment, and then finally we'll look at some of the stunts that we can do, and I'll just leave it in the full house alignment, double tight ends, because I think it will be a better way to look at the different movements that we can get. So, all right, let's apply our rules. Tackles, 2-eye techniques, simple. Ends, heavy 5 techniques. Sam and Will, 9 techniques. Corners, number 1, their side. Strong safety, number 2, weak safety, number 2 to his side. And the free safety has his man, number 3. So here's the alignment. Now, if there are some tendencies, you know, the offense has some tendencies in goal line situations and we know which way they're going to go, we want to be able to anticipate that and make some movements to try to take advantage of that. So one that we can do is a slant strong. So let's say in this, for whatever reason, we've declared that, we'll make it simple. We'll do this. This will make things way simpler. Now we have a strong side. Now we have a strong side, so we're going to say we're going to call goal line strong, and that means we're slanting strong on this play. So our end and our Sam are just going to stay in their gap. So from his heavy 5 technique, he is going to play into the C gap. He's the ultimate force player. The tackle is going to cross the face of the guard. He's going to go ahead and stay here. He's going to cross the face right there. So we're overplaying things to the strong side. If we called weak, it would work just the opposite direction. And we'd have this. Another thing we can do is we can shoot the free safety and the weak safety, in this example, just the two guys who are in here, through their gap. So, C gap, A gap, and then these guys shooting the B gap. Another movement we can do is we can call part. And part tells the tackles to part the C. So they're spreading, getting into the B gap. Right, so this could be strong against, if we're expecting outside run, but we don't know which direction, it could be kind of weak against quarterback sneak or something up the middle. So these guys got to be alert for checking the sneak before they go anywhere, because they've got a little bit of extra help to the outside. Also, what we could do is we could call part, shoot. And so we're just shooting the A gaps now. The last thing we can get into is goal line inside. And for us, what we're going to do is we're going to reduce down tackles in the A gaps, ends in the B gaps, coming inside shade, Sam and the Will coming into the C gaps. They're playing on the inside shoulder of the tight end, what I call a 6-eye technique. I know Bear Bryant didn't do it that way, I really don't care. And then we're going to take the people that are responsible for defending the tight end to that side. So in this case, it's the corner and the strong safety, and they're crashing in. They're coming. All of these guys are coming. Now, clearly, we're going to have a little bit of an issue bringing all these guys and defending 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers. The strong safety in the corner should have, they should peel if the back releases, and the free safety and the weak safety should try to be taking the tight ends. But really, if we're running this, we're not expecting a pass. If I think they're going to pass, I'm not going to call this. This is when they are, heavy tendency to run. I know they're going to run. They know they're going to run. They know I know they're going to run, and they're still going to run the ball. This is what we're going to call to get in there. So goal line inside. All right, so that's our basic goal line package. Very simple, very effective, whether you're at the goal line or in the middle of the field in very short yardage situations when the offense has a heavy tendency to run. Thanks, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and check out the website, kmatthewsfootball.com, for more posts and videos that you may find interesting. Have a good one.